If Matt was super strong in his faith, should he be open-minded to reducing his confidence? Is there something he could learn that would reduce his confidence?
I would say always be open-minded. Yeah,
Or would you consider yourself open-minded?
I try to be.
With Catholicism, are you?
For switching different religions, no.
Should other people be open-minded with regards to religion? Maybe, maybe not.
I would say so, but I understand that sounds hypocritical. I do understand that. But I understand if they don't change. I would hope that they believe in God in some sort. And what's your name again?
Pierce.
Pierce.
And what is your name?
I'm
actually just going to grab my notepad. All right. So what made you stop, Lizzie?
Because my beliefs are very important to me. I do want to give you a heads up that I am not a scholar or anything like that, so I will answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Fair enough. And I think that's true for most people. Most people aren't, don't know everything about everything and haven't studied things to their fullest extent. So I think that's fine. Was there one particular thing you wanted to talk about?
I love my religion very much. So when I see the word belief or anything, I think of my religion.
Fair enough. What religion might that be?
I'm Catholic.
Catholic. Okay. That is, I grew up in a Catholic family. So.
Nice. Yeah, I grew up in a Catholic family, thankfully. My mom, my dad are amazing. They sent me to a Catholic school my whole life, which was really, really nice.
Okay, cool. And I guess what does Catholicism, is that the word?
Catholicism, yeah.
Okay. What does that mean to you?
I think it means more of like, not necessarily movement, but it's like a very passionate religion, a very traditional religion. It's very sacred in a way. I feel like that's what a lot of people don't understand about the Catholic religion. It's a very sacred thing.
Okay,
because it's the religion that like Jesus Christ came down and like started and his apostles like carried out.
Okay. Carried out, what did they carry out?
The religion itself. So like, one example in the Bible was when Jesus gave the keys of his kingdom to Peter. Peter became our first pope of the religion itself. So in a way, it's like the apostles like carried out like that succession and started the whole like church. But Jesus Christ started the whole movement for it.
Okay. Is there a specific element to the religion that is the most important?
Yes, that's the Eucharist is the body of Christ.
Eucharist. And that is...
have you ever been to a Catholic Mass?
I have.
Okay. So when the priest says, like, this is my body given up, like, for you, that is Jesus' actual body and blood of Christ.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Do you want to talk about that?
Where do you want to start?
Sure. So I guess I'm going to try to repeat back what I'm hearing, and you can correct me if I've misheard you or misunderstood.
Sure.
So this piece of, is it a food item?
It's like a host.
A host. Okay. And this is the literal body of Christ?
Yes. I believe it was at the Last Supper when Jesus said to all his disciples, saying like, this is my body given up for you. And I forget where in the Bible it said this, but I know it does, where it's like, a bunch of people were grossed out by that and left. So a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, no, that's just a symbol. That's like, it's just a symbol, doesn't mean anything. Okay. Well, no, it does, because like all those people left because they took it like literally, and Jesus like turned to his disciples like, well, you leave me too. And they didn't because they believed, and yeah.
Okay. Now correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like what you're saying is because it says it in the Bible, that is literally the case.
Yes,
that's a good reason to believe that it's true.
Yes.
Why is what's written in the Bible a good reason to believe that something's true?
Are you like a historic fan at all?
Historic fan.
Like, do you believe in history?
Yeah.
So, why do you believe in the textbooks that all that's true?
Textbooks. Why do I believe that textbooks are true? I guess
like any historic document.
Sure. I guess if there's if one person had written about it, or one or two people from the same village, let's say, I guess I might be a little suspicious to whether it was true or not.
Okay.
But if there was one person writing it from the village, and then one person writing it from a village, across town, or across state or whatever, and they, typically that people in that area felt the opposite, or they were fighting, or they were, the opposite. They weren't inclined to. There was less of a bias, is what I'm trying to say. So I guess the more people with more biases that think it's true or writing about it historically, I think that leads to it more credits to it being true, I guess.
Okay. I mean, that's understandable. I think the reason why they wrote it like that way is because how passionate they actually were.
Okay.
Because, well, what you have to believe is, if you look at the Bible as a historic text, then everything in it is completely true. The Bible does line up with certain aspects of, the Bible does line up with aspects of the historic timeline at that point, like Caesar, Pilate, stuff like that.
Can there be things in the Bible that are true, like historical accuracies, but then also contain things that are untrue?
I'm not entirely sure. I probably would say no.
Why is that the case?
I've been taught like my entire life, basically. I'm not saying that anything is like that, but
if someone was from a different religion, was taught that their whole entire life, and they believe that to be true, would that be a good reason to believe that it's true?
No, but the thing is I'm trying to think of the right wording. I'm so sorry.
No, take your time.
So, do you believe that Jesus came down?
I would say that I would be unsure if that's the case or not.
Okay. Why do you think that?
I guess I would want a more reliable way to know that that's true.
Okay. Okay. So, at Jesus' death, with his resurrection, it's hard to say because I know you don't think about that. So yes, I believe that Jesus came down and died. Yes. Now let's say that was correct. If that's okay, let's just say that was correct. When he was crucified, everybody saw him die, and they pierced his side. So blood and water came out, and everybody saw he was dead. But then 3 days later, when he came out, 500 eyewitnesses saw him walking.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons we believe that Jesus Christ is came back from the dead. But if you don't believe that Jesus came in general, then it's harder to say. And believe me, I know the arguments. But I think a way of looking at it is, what do you have to hurt from believing? Exactly. Because I would rather get to the end of my life, and I would rather be wrong than another person, than an atheist be wrong.
I think I understand where you're coming from. I guess, is it possible that, I guess you're looking at it you could be wrong, you could be right?
I truly believe I'm right.
I understand.
But I can understand where other people are coming from as well. Okay. Because I know a lot of people have been hurt by the Catholic religion or Christian faith in general, and I'm not discounting that hurt at all. I'm just merely saying that you have nothing to gain if you do not believe. Well, no, you have everything to gain if you do believe.
Okay. There's no pitfalls to Catholicism, then, is kind of what you're saying?
I'm not saying that it's perfect, but that's the whole point. Kind of thing. So, sure, there might be aspects I don't necessarily like, but it's what I believe, kind of thing. So, no, even if I don't like it, it is my religion, and I will always believe it. And I might not like the 10 Commandments or the rules that I'm given, but I still need to follow them in order to gain everything.
If there was another religion, and let's say Matt is a holder, or he believes in another religion.
Mhm.
If he were to come over here and say, like, you know, he believes it, and that's what he grew up with, and he'll always believe it, you know, pretty much no matter what. And I wanted to know, you know, what was true, whether you were telling me what is true, or if Matt is telling me what is true. How would I figure out who's true?
I would ask what his religion was. And then I would probably start saying with that the Catholic religion was the first religion ever started. So Jesus Christ started that religion with the help of his apostles, and it like spread throughout the world. If he was Lutheran, Martin Luther started that religion, because the Catholic Church entered a very corrupt time, sadly, and I wish that did not happen. But because of that corrupt time, Martin Luther broke off and started his own religion and took out like some of the books of the Bible in the Catholic Bible, and he started like other things, saying like, okay, well, I believe all of this except these things. So I would say, like, depending on the religion, it was started by human and not God.
If you were to find out that Catholicism wasn't the first religion, and there was like one that came like just before it or a long time before it, doesn't matter, what would that do to your confidence? Would you be less confident that Catholicism is true, or would you be just as confident?
I think I'd be just as confident, because Jesus Christ is the one who started it, and that's the one he gifted his apostles to go start.
How confident are you that Catholicism is true?
100%.
100%? Is there anything that could reduce that confidence that you could learn, discover?
In the Catholic Church, there's always something to learn, I think, or always something to do better. But I'm very strong in my faith, and I don't want to give that up.
If Matt was super strong in his faith, should he be open-minded to reducing his confidence? Is there something he could learn that would reduce his confidence?
I would say always be open-minded. Yeah,
Or would you consider yourself open-minded?
I try to be.
With Catholicism, are you?
For switching different religions, no.
Should other people be open-minded with regards to religion? Maybe, maybe not.
I would say so, but I understand that sounds hypocritical. I do understand that. But I understand if they don't change. I would hope that they believe in God in some sort.
All right. I think I know you got your next class coming, so I don't want to take up too much of your time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any questions for me?
What made you not want to believe in God?
I mean, I guess it's a relatively long story. I will try to condense it as much as possible. So my family was Catholic, my greater family, extended family. Also, my mom was, but she never really taught me it per se. She talked about it occasionally, but not really like, hey, sit me down. This is the Bible. This is what I believe. It was just like in passing, hey, here it is. And I guess it's something that I thought about on my own. And I just didn't come to the same conclusion as she did.
Well, I was lucky enough to grow up in a Catholic school where they taught me everything that I believed, and I was very grateful for that. So that's why I have such confidence, is because so many people greater before me, scholars, have taught this stuff.
If you had gone to a secular school instead, do you think you'd still believe?
Yes.
Okay.
I might not be as strong as I am right now, but I feel like I would get there.
Okay.
The reason I got so strong in my faith was because my grandfather died when I was in second grade. And since I was raised Catholic and I was in a Catholic school, I was under the impression that he was in heaven. So I would first pray to God every night, and I'd ask him to send a message to my grandfather. So then that would just keep that would happen every single night. But I eventually stopped sending messages to my grandfather, and I just kept praying to God.
I'm sorry that happened.
Oh, it's okay. He's better. He's happier now.
All right. I guess I'll let you get to class.
Okay.
Matt and I will be out here all day today, and then we'll be here out hopefully all day tomorrow, assuming it doesn't rain. If you want to stop by for a second chat, feel free.
Sure. If you have like any questions that could be better like answered by someone else, the Newman Center is right over there, and I know our priest lives there.
Oh, cool. Well, if you want to send them our way, feel free.
Okay, no, I'm sorry if I couldn't answer as well like as best of my ability.
No. Honestly, just answering truthfully, that's all I really ask for. Do you want any, actually, you know what? I'll give you I'll ask you if you want any of our goodies here. Otherwise, I will let you pick a color. And this is a very obvious bribe for you to come back for a second conversation.
Right.
Pick a color if you want.
I'll do red.
Red, okay. I'll grab you a business card too. You can grab the red one.
Can I have this? Thank you.
There. Alright, Lizzie. Thank you so much.
Thanks. And if this is going on YouTube, if it's like you blur my face out or like anything like that.
Sure. I can actually just use the part of the camera that was on. I won't even use that part
Because
anymore.
I don't want to be a bad person in the future.
Sure. You want me to not use your name too? Okay. No problem.
Thank you.